Hello, bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, on va prendre le vocabulaire sur l'argent. How to count coins in French. How to count money, by the way. L'argent. Ok, les billets et euh, les pièces. Ok, let's go ahead and start. Ok, it's gonna be on page 81 of cette 3 lesson C. Ok, go ahead and say 20, 21, 22, 23. And then 30, 31, 32, 33, 40, 41, 42, 43, 50, 51, 52, 53, 60, 61, 62, 63, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. After 79 is 80. Okay, 80, 80, 80. See here, 80, this is how it's written. 80, 20 has S. Now you go, when you go 81, it's not longer, you notice here, 71, 60 and 11. If you go here, 60 and 1, 50, 50 and 1, 52. And the reason why we didn't continue 54, 55, 56 all the way to 60, you will notice that all of them have A like N1 on the first one. Okay, like with 1. Okay, but instead of 80, so it has 80, 421. Okay, so 82, 83, 84, 85, all the way to 89, and then after 89, we have 90, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, all the way to 99, and then you have 100. 100. You don't say 100, you say 100, so 100. Okay, 100 is 100, so it's 5 20s. Okay, so make sure you know these numbers by heart. You kind of memorize them, know how to spell them. It's kind of important to know how to count money. All right. Now, let's go to conversation. Okay. Once again, as usual, whenever we introduce a vocabulary, we're going to talk about conversation, which is going to be pertaining to what we just learned, money. Okay. So here we have Jean-François, la serveuse, the waitress, and Miriam. Okay. Jean-François and Miriam has just finished eating. If you remember from the previous conversation, they went to a restaurant, and then this waiter, the server came and took the orders, right? So now, let's see, they have just finished eating and they're ready to pay the bill. Let's go ahead. Ok, ça fait combien, madame? Voyons, le sandwich au jambon coûte 4,27 €. La quiche, 5,34 € et les deux boissons, 5,18 €. Ça fait 14,79 €. And then Myriam says, voilà 15 €. Merci, madame. Je vous en prie. Ok? Ça fait combien, madame? They say, how much is it, ma'am? Okay, let's see. Ham sandwich costs 4 euros and 27. Quiche, 5 euros 34. And the two drinks, 5 euro 18. Okay, the total is 14 euros 79, 79, 79. And then here we go. That's 15 euro. And then thank you, ma'am. And then she say, you're welcome. Je vous en prie is a formal way of saying you're welcome. Okay? So let's go ahead and talk about culture before we actually talk about questions pertaining to the dialogue we just read. Let's go talk about culture real quick. Turn to page 83. Ok, l'addition. Ok, l'addition. Ok, on a menu. In the menu, Okay, l'addition means usually check when you go to a restaurant. You know, hey, can I have a check? Okay, check is well, how much you have to pay. L'addition is the total. Okay, on the menu, the word service compris means that the tip 15% of charge is already included. So in the bill. But most people leave some small change for extra tip for good service, right? So in France, whether or not you like it, even if they say you put on the menu that the service is compris, means that on your total they're gonna include the tips already. So it's up to you to include extra, put extra tips if you want to. All right. So l'euro is a monetary system in France. Okay, 11 other countries. Actually, it's more than 11. I think about 17 other countries in each use the euro. Okay, so each of these countries, the euro has exactly the same value, right? So in France, it was called le franc before. Okay, it was called le franc before we got to the euro. So each euro is divided in 100 cents. Okay, or centime. Okay, bill are issued in the denomination of 5, 10, 20, of 50, 100, 200, and 500. Meaning that they have, those are the bills that we have. We have bills of 5 euro, 10 euro, 20, 50, 100, 200, 5 euro, 500 euro. So the greater the value, the larger the bill. Basically, the larger the bill, the greater the value. Okay, unlike in dollars, where every dollars have exactly the same size. There are also 8 euro coins in the denomination of 1 and 2 euros. Okay, so and 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, and 50 cents, like you can see here. Okay, so prices in euro are written as E with the two lines like this, right? Like you can see there. Okay, and sometimes you can also use comma. Okay, so basically, if you want to say 36 euro and 50 cents, you can write 36.50 and comma 50. The comma in France is used for the decimal, or you can say 36 euro and 50. Okay, the value of the euro depend on the daily exchange rate. So many people will ask me, how much what does 1 euro worth in dollar? Okay, depends. Usually is maybe like 130, 39, 140, 125 dollar correspond to 1 euro depending on the exchange rate. Okay. Some currency used in French-speaking countries are le dinar. Le dinar is the monetary system in Algeria and Tunisia. Le dirham is the monetary system in Morocco, and then le dollar canadien is the monetary system in Quebec. All right, Quebec. Let's move on. So this is how those bills look like. Okay, this is how those bills. I don't have a 500 here. Personally, I have never seen the 500. So this is how the bills look like. You notice they go from small to big. But here you can see that 20 is smaller than the 50, and the 50 is smaller than the 100, and then 100 is smaller than 200, and so on. All right. So let's go ahead and do this couple of activities. Ok, ça fait combien? Ok, here they're asking you to add 12 et 23. 12 et 23. 12 and 23. What is 12 plus 23? After c'est 35, right? 35. 35. What about the next one? 14 et 42. 14 et 42. 14 and 42. Hopefully you say 56, right? 56. Let's go for number 3. 37, which is 37, et 28. Okay, 37 et 28. Okay, 37 and 28. Okay, 65. 65. What is 65? Ah, hopefully say 65, right? What about 40 et 33? 40 et 33. What is 40? 40 is 40. 33 is 33. 40 et 33. Okay. So hopefully say 73. 73, 73. Let's go for number 5. 50 et 30. 50 is 50. 30 is 30. What is it? Hopefully say 80. Okay, 80. See how it's written? S after the T. Okay. What about 60 et 21? 60 and 21. 60 and 21. So 81. Very good. What about 70 et 20? 70 et 20. 70 et 20. 70, 70 plus 20. Okay. 90. Very good. Now, what about 13? 34. 13. 34. 13. 34. 13 is 13. 34 is 34. Okay. 47. Very good. Let's go ahead and turn to your homework. Okay. Your homework. You have to say how much the following food and beverage combination costs. Okay. Basically, here you have the bill, the receipt. Okay, you just have to add them and tell how much it costs. For example, une crêpe et un jus d'orange. Une crêpe is 3,20. Okay, $3.20. Un jus d'orange is 2,74. Okay, 3,20 plus 2,74. 3,20 is gonna be 320 plus 274. Right. So right here, 74 plus 20 is gonna be 94. So it's gonna be 594. 5. Okay, it's gonna be 5 et 94. Okay, 5,94 €. Let's go ahead and check it. 5,94 €. 5,94 €. You see, it's written out in letters. You're gonna use words, not numbers. So go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did the first one for you and turn in. Okay. On this note, à bientôt. Au revoir.